I know, having been in the insurance business, that working with closely held business owners is probably the ideal market. And I know that for investment advisors, it's often a great market once a business has been sold. But when it comes to charitable planning, what do you see as being the connection with charitable planning and fundraising?
The connection between exit planning and charitable planning, we really need to maybe start back with the typical age of a business owner who begins the exit planning process. And at least from our standpoint, who has a business that's large enough to engage in an exit planning process that can lead to the owner leaving the business with financial security.
You know, when you're talking about the business owners that you're describing, who are essentially, they sound like they're primarily boomers. I mean, maybe some younger, but it sounds like they're primarily boomers. When you look at the gift planning ideal prospect, is probably somebody 75, 85, 95, let's say 93 in poor health. You know, who's also philanthropically inclined, has no kids, you know, and has liquid assets. These are the people you're describing are almost the inverse of that. And yet it seems to me, and please correct me if I'm wrong, this represents a pocket of opportunity for a charity that's willing to kind of get involved early, get involved in the process. In what ways could a charity's involvement be helpful in some of your cases?
I think it is really important for charities to become involved with these business owners while they still own the business, even though there may not be a lot of assets that they're going to be able to contribute or gift to charitable entities. For, I guess, a selfish reason on my part, I view exit planning as really a portal or a gateway into charitable giving, because unless the owner successfully exits, there's frankly not going to ordinarily be a lot of money a charity can access and use from that business owner. However, on the other side of the equation, I view charities to really be a gateway to begin the exit planning process. Owners often balk or refuse to move forward with exit planning that they know they have to do because they don't know what they're going to do if they sell their business. A quick story on that. I gave a talk last month in the Midwest to a group of business owners. And I have a little workbook that we use. And the first question on the workbook, there's only 3 or 4 questions, but the first question or exercise we had them list was this. Please write down what you want your life to look like the year after you've sold your business or exited your business. And we did that because we wanted the owners to start to emotionally connect with what that world can look like once they're no longer an owner. Well, after the talk, a business owner came up with actually his 2 children and said, one of his sons piped up and said, you know what? Our dad can't get past the first question. So dad was in his middle 60s, but he wasn't prepared to transfer the business to his children because he didn't know what he would do if he did that.
That's a wonderful story.
That's where charities can come in. They can work with business owners and show them that there's a life beyond business ownership. That life will include civic and community and charitable activities that can be very fulfilling, that can be very meaningful to that business owner, because he doesn't want to have a life without meaning if he sells his business, which is what gives his life meaning today.